I want to backtrack a bit, yeah, because you know how we're speaking about the importance of names. Like, obviously, you've got these massive fashion houses like LVMH and all of these ones, yeah. How much longer do you think they're gonna be at the top? Like, with the way fashion's changing and evolving, do you see an end?
Honestly, I don't, because they've been at the top for like a lot of them, like 100 years. Like, it's crazy. Like, so I don't think anything's going to change. And even when I just look at celebrities, like when I look at rappers, especially like in the UK, for example, the reason why they buy clothing is just to flex.
Status symbols.
And that because they've built a name to the point where it's all about status. And I think that's always going to be a thing. I don't see how that could die. I don't really see, because I feel like the rappers, they don't even care if it's worth it or not. They're just like, they're just like, I spent a bag on a t-shirt, so I have it like that. Like, I'm rich like that. I spent a bag on a t-shirt, so they don't really care. To them, it's just like flexing. I think to most people, it is that. That's why a lot of people aspire to like own an LV bag. Like a lot of women like really want to have an LV bag, stuff like that. So no, I don't think it's going anytime soon.
I find that nuts, because like, how can like. So what? For example, yeah, I was having this conversation with one of my friends, and I do feel like what we see as status symbols in terms of our generation is starting to change, particularly because of things like sustainability. So, for example, if you look in like the car industry, you have your Ferraris and your Lamborghinis. They're like the upper echelon of status symbol. But then now you've got like a Tesla.
Tesla, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So now that's become like the status symbol. It costs a lot of money, but it's also good for the environment.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe in fashion, could something similar happen with like certain types of brands that are like eco-friendly? Could they eventually become like the status symbol within fashion?
I don't think so though. So Tesla is like one of those things where it's like not many people are going to be a Tesla. So like, for example, an LV, when everything goes sustainable, they have the most money. It's the biggest brand in fashion, so they're going to be able to afford to just switch everything up. So it's not like, if they see things going sustainable, they want to make money. It's a brand, so they're not going to like be like, yeah, we're just going to continue what we're doing. They're going to be more sustainable. Like even brands like Burberry, before, to keep their brand image, they used to burn like millions of product if it didn't sell, because they didn't want it to get into anyone's hands to water down the brand. And because that story came out, now they can't do that, because if they do that, they're going to get cancelled. People won't buy the brand. So now, if there's stuff left over, they like donate it to people and stuff like that. So they care, like they're going to change. So that's why those brands are not going to die when things change. Even in cars like Tesla, yes, there's a Tesla, but if you look at brands that are known for, and I know this because I'm like kind of into cars as well. So like Porsche, they have a Taycan, that's an electric car. They made that recently. They're working on other electric cars. Mercedes made an AQA. So that they have an electric car too. So all these brands, they're all shifting with the times. They're not just going to let like the times change and then their whole company is going to be redundant. Like they're not going to do that.
So in a weird way, it's like the bigger you are, the easier it is to kind of keep up with the times and evolve.
Yeah, exactly.
This is so interesting, bruv.
Because if you have all the money, like it doesn't matter where the industry goes. You just have the money to
just
transition.
switch things over. Yeah. In terms of, obviously, we keep talking about the luxury streetwear space, yeah. Like, how can I put this? Like, how does that sort of evolve? Because you, on your channel, you talk about sustainability a lot. Do you know what I mean? And with a lot of like the up and coming brands that I kind of see, particularly the luxury streetwear ones, like sustainability isn't, like, it's not part of anything to do with them. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you feel like a lot more brands need to kind of think about, well, up and coming brands especially need to think about the sustainability aspect?
I don't really put it on like smaller brands, to be honest, because it's like even the amount of clothes they're making in the grand scheme of things, it's not even a lot to start with.
Yeah.
Like compared to H&M makes like millions of clothing a year and they waste millions a year. That's different to like someone's streetwear brand where they're making like max 1,000 pieces, max like every few months. So it's not really an issue. And I feel also we can't rely on like young brands to be the ones championing sustainability. Like how much money do they have? We should be looking at the people that have millions
100%.
to change things. So they're the ones that actually have the money to make big changes in the industry. So no, I don't really put it on smaller brands. I put it on like bigger brands.
Cool. I hear that. Because the reason I ask that is because nowadays, with like our generation of consumers and like Gen Z, it's like they're always looking for certain things that I feel like it's not fair for you to kind of put that expectations on certain brands. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's say someone has an up and coming brand or whatever, and they go into like a meeting with a retailer or something, and then that retailer might ask them, what's your sustainability spin? Like, how much are you donating to here? And like, I feel like that's unfair.
Yeah. It is unfair. And the thing is also, like, a lot of people on social media like do talk about sustainability a lot. But I feel like all of that stuff is just all like
virtue signaling.
Yeah, it's all virtue. Because when you think about it, brands like Shein are huge. So you can't tell me that people care about sustainability if everyone's buying Shein or like everyone's buying Pretty Little Thing and all those type of, like, Boohoo, for example.
Thank you for watching another episode of Where's My Podcast. If you ever want to take in future episodes on the go, you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Whilst you're there, please leave us a 5-star review. It would really help. And also, don't forget to follow us on our Instagram, WMTV_LDN, to keep up to date with the latest goings on in UK fashion. Keep it locked.